Hey everybody, it's the big Brainless here. We're back at it again with another one of our ingenious weapon review videos. Today it's going to be on the Boar Prime, as you can see right here. Looking quite the dapper now, isn't it? Now, quick disclaimer before we start. I'm going to be testing this weapon against level 105 enemies, which are quite a bit above the normal margin of 40 to 50, is what you'll see at most on some of the highest level star chart missions. So take that with a grain of salt. Before we move on, it's going to be on the Corrupted Heavy Gunners, Corrupted Bombards, and Corpus Techs. These are three of the more tanky enemies in the game. So let's start. Let's go ahead and start. So this is a normal build for Boar. Boar has a high enough base status chance where you can reach 100% without multi-shot with all four 60-60 mods, which are 60% of a status chance and 60% of an elemental. Now, reaching 100% on a shotgun before multi-shot is incredibly important. And this is because DE calculates status chance weirdly for multi-shot weapons. If you have 100% status chance before multi-shot, it means every single bullet, or every single pellet, or every single projectile that's coming out of that gun will have some status on it, right? Whether it be corrosive, blast, impact, slash, puncture. If you have 99%, even if you're off by 0.0001, that means that all the pellets combined will have that 99.99% chance of proccing status. So reaching 100% on a gun is incredibly important. However, we're going to show you why in a little bit up there. Let's go ahead and put Hell's Chamber back. So let's explain why each mod is on here, right? The 460-60s I explained to you. The only real difficult one to acquire is Shell Shock. Pick it up from Barrow if he rolls around with it. If Barrow doesn't roll around with it, go ahead and snipe it off the market. Only, 60-70 plat. Should be pretty doable. A little expensive, on the end for mods, but not as expensive as some of the Prime mods you can buy. Alright, so these four are the 60-60 mods. Alright, next up we have Prime Point Blank. Pretty obvious, it's just damage. You do not need the Prime variety. You can easily put normal Point Blank on here. Prime Charge Shell. More electricity for the corrosive damage. Once again, you don't need that on here. You can replace it with any 90 elemental mod, preferably the one for toxin or for electricity. So charge shell or contagious spread, I believe. Yeah. And all right, Hell's Chamber. It's a gun that has 100% status, which means the more bullets you fire, the more status that happens. So that's really good to have. Good lord. It's like my mic's cutting out. Then we have Prime Ravage, which is realistically the only controversial mod we have on here. This can be replaced with Vigilante armaments. If you have normal Ravage, don't use it. If you have normal plus CC shotgun mod, which I believe is Blunderbuss, don't use it. If you have Prime Ravage, you can try to give it a shot. Right, you can try to give it a shot. I enjoy it, the bonus crit damage, even only 15%, because you're firing so many bullets. The crit damage does help a little bit. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. The normal build, it's not overly fancy or anything, just 4 of each, one with alloy armor, one with ferrite armor. We're about to see the difference. Now remember, corrosive is good against ferrite armor, so these corrupted heavy gunners, they'll melt a lot faster. Look at that. Level 105 corrupted heavy gunner gone, and the blast is kind of nice, I guess. Just a little bit of AoE for the books. All right, that guy's dead body really blocked most of the shots there, and that's why you want to try to get a status chance driven. So these are even the alloy armor ones that aren't weak to corrosive armor. No, look at that damage. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be dead. 1, 2. Incredibly well off damage. The weapon itself is quite good. In my opinion, it's my favorite shotgun. So far at least, maybe with the exception to the Strun, which is just slightly more statusy version of this gun. Alright, before we move on, I want to give an honorable mention to a very specific build, and that is the anti-Corpus gas build. So let's go ahead and look for some Corpus Techs here. Corpus Tech. I didn't want to spawn 105 of those, I only wanted to spawn 8. Alright. Let's go ahead and simulate these, and all you have to do is incredibly simple. Right now you have Shell Shock and Toxic Barrage, right? Just go ahead and shift Frigid Blast to the first slot, and you'll have gas and magnetic, and then go ahead and replace Prime Charge Shell with Contagious Spray. Your damage will be reduced, but trust me, it's worth it. Keep in mind, that's, wow, that's not what I wanted to happen. Alright, let's go ahead and simulate 4 Corpus Techs. These are level 105 Corpus Technicians, very tanky. Where did they go? Like, what in the world, right? This is no ribbons needed. Normal gun, incredibly damaging. Against normal Corpus, you'll melt through them like they're made of wet toilet paper. Alright, now that's out of the way. Let's go ahead and look at the ribboned up build. So we have 2 today, one with 100% status and one without. And just to kind of show you how important 100% status is, right? So here's the one without 100% status. It is with this juicy ribbon. Now a lot of people talk to me about minus IPS and go, but you know, most of Boar's damage is minus IPS. Or sorry, most of Boar's damage is impact. Why would you ever want minus IPS? Or even, you know, especially minus impact? Well, here's why. IPS, or Impact Puncture Slash, has a much higher chance as a status to proc than Elementals. So if you remove that impact, you have a much higher chance of proccing the Elementals. And realistically, look at how much you're removing. You're removing a little over 1,000. And the elemental damage you're adding is 16,000. Right? Especially if you're proccing Corrosive over and over again, you're stripping the armor far faster and just far more consistently. And that's way worth a 1,000 small drop-off, since you already have 16k casually from Corrosive. And if you're running Prime Point Blank, it's fine. Your damage will be fine. You're realistically only losing, you know, assuming we didn't have the minus IPS, 2,000-ish damage. You're losing 2,000 damage for, you know, incredibly consistent armor stripping procs. And, you know, that's not even considering the Riven itself has another 200% damage on it, with a high crit damage and Toxin. So, without further ado, let's give this bad boy a try. This is not 100%. Not 100%. So, keep that in mind as I spawn in these enemies, that this is not a 100% chance of proccing status with each pellet. And that's incredibly important, as well. When we test both builds, you'll notice a huge DPS difference. Look at that. That's way faster than the... Look at that. 1 shots. 2 shots. 3 shots. 3 shots is all it takes. For these guys, even less. 1 shot. 2 shots. I don't know why that one hated my guts. 1 shot. 2 shots. Alright, that one, I thought that would take less time. Huh, the more you know. Guess the bombars are just less tanky. Huh. Ripping through them like paper. Reload is very consistently fast. I mean, it's not, you know, super fast by any means, but definitely doable. If you take Carrier especially, your ammo efficiency will have no issues. Alright, let's try this with the gas build. So remember, this is not 100% status with gas build. All you have to do is swap these two just like that. Yes, right? Or am I just stupid? Oh yeah, remove Prime Charge Shell, Contagious Spray. Alright. Swap those two just like that. You'll have gas and electricity. The electricity is just there for a little extra status chance to make this a little better, because cold is kind of useless for the most part. Alright, let's go ahead and spawn these in again. Don't take gas normally against the Corpus enemies. Against Grineer enemies. They're just generally, it's not generally great. So this is what gas does. This is an entire clip of gas. You know, I mean, it'll still rip them apart like confetti paper. You know, as long as you know what you're doing. But look at that. That's actually a lot of gas damage. So you dump an entire clip, and I mean, gas is nice that it's AOE, but it's don't take gas against Grineer enemies. All right, game hates me. Never mind. Okay. So let's drop these, and I'll show you it with Corpus Techs. The reason it's so awesome. All right, so without 100% status chance is a lot sketchier, realistically, but look at that. 105 Corpus Techs melted just in seconds. This is, remember, without 100% status chance. So not even all my pellets are proccing gas. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the 100% status Riven build, which, with my Riven, sadly, I'm going to have to put in all 4 60/60 mods, which, it's a thing. It's definitely not as preferable as possible. So this is what I have. Right now it's modded for gas, of course. All you have to do for it to be not modded for gas is simply right click here, swap these just like that, and pop that right in. You have corrosive blast again, 13,000 corrosive damage. Look at that. You have 100% status even without your health chamber, of course, same mods. I'll put that back in. Alright. I have Prime Point Blank for more damage, even though you could realistically remove it, this Riven. Let's go ahead and test it out. Kind of see the difference between 100% status and not. I don't know why I didn't. Thanks, Simulacrum. Alright. 4 of each again, just to show the difference between the ferrite and the alloy armor. You'll notice a pretty noticeable difference. Look at, just ripped apart. Look at that. Way faster, way faster. One shot, it's just like that. If I pay attention to where I'm shooting it, that's one hit right there. Corrupted heavy gun, gone. 2 hits on you. If I headshot, 1 hit, or status like that. Incredibly fast, right? Incredibly fast. But the crazy part of this is the anti-corpus gas build. In my opinion, it really, puts the cherry on the cake. All you have to do, once again, just pop out Prime Charge Shell, put in that, and you're done. Just like that, in and out. Incredibly simple. Incredibly simple. 10,000 gas damage, and every single pellet will be proccing status. So even against, you saw how slow it was to kill these enemies last time without 100% status. Look at that. Look at their health bars just melting. Look at those damage numbers. And remember, these are enemies that are incredibly strong against gas. So, I don't know. Normally, I wouldn't I wouldn't suggest taking gas in any build, but if you have, that sort of Riven, please do. Alright, one last thing before we test this out on the 105 Corpus Techs and to show you just how fast it'll melt them. This Riven's not for everyone. In fact, I would even say, for the general populace, this Riven is incredibly expensive. It's about 2,000 to 3,000 platinum on the market right now for this sort of Riven. You can get sort of similar effects with a cheaper Riven, but this Riven is not required at all. What you really want is some status chance on your Riven. I don't have that, sadly. Otherwise, this Riven would be, if this was status chance instead of crit damage, thousands more plat, maybe at least 6 to 7k. Alright, so let's test this out on the Corpus Technicians. Tech. This one 8. These are level these are level 105 Corpus Techs. Very tanky enemies, very endgame levels. I don't understand why the corrupted heavy gunners are there. Let me just get rid of them. It just completely ruined the aesthetic. Thanks, DE. Probably forgot to click kill enemies because I'm retarded, of course. I have mental issues, clearly. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots. Level 105 Corpus Technicians, end game level, high tank enemies. 3 shots. It took me 3 shots with this Riven to kill. It's mind-blowing how powerful it is. I'm just going to do it one more time just to, I can't believe my own eyes every time I do this. It's crazy. It's crazy how fast. And keep in mind, Boar is not a slow firing weapon. Think of all the gas you could proc with that. Alright, That has been the Boar review video with yours truly, the Big Brainless. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed the video, please subscribe. That is the Boar for you. You can pick up a Boar Prime set for yourself for about 70 platinum on market value. And all the Prime mods you can pick up for about 800 plat total. Now, I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. As usual, I'll be back with another one of our traditional unedited videos later this week. Have a great one.